poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy Dwight. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Siage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, I would like to tell y'all to please bear with me. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so it might affect how my voice sounds just a little bit. And also make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Well, today, like promised, I'm actually going to give you the second half of the winter list, actually the niche offerings for this colder weather. And if you're here in Kansas City, you probably can relate to it the most because it's got rather chilly around here. But if you'd like to find out what fragrances I'm bringing to the table for that winter mix for 2022, keep it locked. Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over notes. I'm going to give you a little bit of what I think the fragrance is for and how it smells and some of the nuances of it and keep right on rolling. First one is from By Killian, and the Liquors collection is Lure Vert. Now with this one right here, gotta give me a nice sniff. I ain't smelled this one in a while. With this one right here, you get that absinthe note, which is like a overseas type of drink that they actually make that's green. Has a weird licoricey type of smell, but within these notes, you got licorice, you got vita leaf, you got patchouli. But what I get is that absinthe note. I do get the licorice note, and I also get a little bit of a woody dry down, but that's lots of hours into the wearing or application of this fragrance. Really, really nice. It will cut through the cold, but it's one of those ones that when you go somewhere, you ain't got to worry about smelling like nobody else due to this one being one that a lot of people don't have or a lot of people didn't necessarily take a liking to. I like it because it's unique and different. Next one, Mancera's Instant Crush. Now, a lot of people compare this one to Baccarat Rouge 540. I would have to say it has some similarities, but to me it's a little bit sweeter and a little spicier in the opening, but not in the mid like Baccarat Rouge 540, because I've actually had a sample of that one. And what do you get with this one? You get some ginger, you get some saffron, which is what makes people compare to Baccarat Rouge 540. But as it begins to dry down, to me it's more vanilla or vanillic, if you'd like to say it like that. And a lot of that musk and comes to play, and a little bit of that oak moss in the dry down. But this is a good one that will definitely cut through the cold and still allow you to be a little bit unique versus those who wear Baccarat Rouge 540 quite often. Next one, I am actually going back to the house of By Killian with Apple Brandy within the Liquors collection. Now this one right here, you get that apple in the opening, but you also get some bergamot, which actually apple's listed in the mid notes, but I get it in the opening. It mixes with that bergamot with a small hint of spice with the cardamom in this fragrance. But another one that note that reigns supreme throughout the whole entirety of wearing this fragrance is that mixture of that rum / brandy accord. So it's definitely boozy, hence it being in the Liquors collection within that Killian collection. But it lasts a long time. I get about 7 or 8 good hours out of this one right here. It's a very, very unique scent, but it's not as quite as boozy as what I'm led to understand as the original Apple Brandy by Killian. A little bit of a woody dry down as well. Next one is from Alexandria Fragrances, Mona Lisa, or Lisa, however you want to say it. Now this one here is inspired by, or could be considered to be a clone of Portrait of a Lady by Frederick Malle. Now what you get with this one, you get that Turkish rose, you get some black currant. There's definitely some smokiness in here with the incense in this fragrance right here, which makes it extremely similar to Portrait of a Lady. But as it dries down, the ambroxan gives it some longevity, and the musk definitely gives it its own scent profile to where it begins to go its own separate way. But it definitely is an appealing, mass appealing type of scent profile that's different though from the normal ones. Next one. And this one's recently just got into my collection. And we're going with Parfum de Marley's Layton, the original OG version. Now, what do you get with this one? In that opening, people have rumored to say that it has a little bit of a Vicks Vapor Rub opening to it. I actually, since I've heard that, I cannot unsmell it when I do smell this fragrance, but it's definitely not the Vicks Vapor Rub type of negativity going on with the opening with this one. But in the opening, I get that apple, I get bergamot with nice strong hints of that lavender coming through in the beginning, but as it dries down, it stays spicy throughout the whole time. So that's where that violet and some of the florals kick in just a little, but it's it has a very oriental touch to it. So as it dries down, it's strong with the vanilla. The vanilla begins to take over the fragrance as it dries down, and the longevity of this one is 10 plus hours. It definitely has some staying power. It turns some heads, and with the peppery cardamom vanilla combo in the dry down, it's definitely a mass appealing scent profile that definitely stands on its own, and it's beginning to be the type of fragrance that's cloned to death. But there's nothing like the original when it comes to an original scent DNA. Next one, another one coming from my favorite fragrance house. Y'all should know what that is. Bond Number 9's Lafayette Street. Now this one here is a head turning scent profile that has its fair share of florals in it, but along with the florals, it actually has the apple and the vanilla in that mid and some ambroxans, which gives it some staying power. But as it dries down, that tonka bean comes in, so it's definitely a sweet offering from Bond Number 9. And to me, it really complements being suited and booted. Suit and tie, or vest and tie set, maybe going to Sunday service, or maybe going out on a nice date with your significant other. Under those circumstances, this is the one you want to break out, because chances are other people that might be out on a date with their significant other or at Sunday service probably won't be having that unless they are in the fragrance community or into collecting fragrances and are into the house of Bond Number 9. Next one. Another one I like a lot with a whole slew of notes. And we all know what house that gives you a slew of notes. And that's Rosa Parfum's Scandal Parfum Cologne. A very spicy fougere that is definitely a head turner, but it definitely screams, dress me up when you wear me. With that lavender, lemon, mint being in that top note, which gives you a little fruits, but it's extremely spicy, in my humble opinion. And that's to me where the cloves and the cedar wood, sandalwood, making it a little bit creamy. But the nutmeg in that dry down with the cloves and oak moss, dry down to me gives it a very spicy edge and gives it a little bit of an OG scent profile. Somewhat barbershop, if you will. Next one. Once again, we're going to travel off into the house of by Killian with Angel Share. One of the best smelling fragrances in my entire collection, in my humble opinion. Now, what do you get with this? That's just crazy right there. What you get with this one right here, you get cognac. It's actually in the opening, and it sticks around throughout the entirety of the whole fragrance. But what makes it even special, combined with that cognac, you get cinnamon, you get tonka bean with like a creamy dry down with the vanilla and the praline mixing together. So you get a creamy dry down, you get some booze, and you get some sweetness with the tonka bean. That one smells amazing. I would have to say that's one you definitely need to get a sample of, get your nose on when it comes to any of these. I don't recommend that you blind buy pretty much any expensive niche fragrance. Once you get to spending more than about that $100 price point, it's time to start testing things in person. Order you a sample, unless you definitely trust the reviewer or a family member's opinion that told you about it. But that one, Angel Share, 6 thumbs up. Second to last, we're going to the house of Mason Francis Kirkjohn. And by the way, I think he's the perfumer for Dior now. He's left this label here, but our fragrance house, we're going with Oud Satin Mood. This one here, delightful. Head turner, secret weapon, if you will, for cold weather. And with this one, what do you get? You get two different types of roses. You get Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose. So you definitely got that rose nuance throughout the entirety of the fragrance. It's not a medicinal oud that's in here. It's definitely a crowd pleasing type of oud, but it's definitely a manly smell with that oud being in there. And then as it dry down, you get some of that benzoin, which gives it a little bit of some spice and a little bit of vanilla nuance, but not a lot. But what reigns supreme is both those different sets of different sets of rose in that oud, that agarwood. Awesome smell, and you do get a little bit of vanilla down the stretch. Very, very nice fragrance, but it is kind of pricey, so you definitely want to shop around and try to catch it on discounters. But when I will say, if you can get your hands on that one sets you apart in the cold weather. And last but not least, I don't know what my favorite fragrance house is doing with certain fragrances, especially ones that are popular, sell a lot of units, and are a unique, great smelling scent profile. But I'm hearing rumbles about this one being discontinued. I'm praying that they bring it back, because I definitely need a backup bottle. And what am I talking about? New York Oud by Bond Number 9. This one here, stunning. Top tier, top shelf, top everything. Now, what do you get with this one? You get some plum in the opening and a little bit of that saffron. I don't really pick up much on the orange, but that plum is juicy, fresh, pronounced plum. Very juicy plum note. And then as it begins to dry down, a little rose kicks in there, combined with that oud. And then as it goes down, you get the musk and the honey kick in. So it has a little bit of a sweet tint to it. But it definitely has 10 hours plus longevity on my skin and clothes. But it's a very, very unique scent profile. The biggest hang up to it now, with the rumbles of it being discontinued, I'm limited on how much I can spray it. I can't remember the last time I've wore this fragrance, because I haven't been able to procure me a backup bottle. And I'm hearing since it's discontinued, it's going to be something that I probably whip out on special occasions, anniversaries, different things like that. Special trips out of town. I can't really wear it as much as I would like to, because if it's discontinued, I got to actually try to cherish every drop that's in this bottle. Now, this is the niche version of that winter fragrance review for the year. If you have any of these in your collection and this is in your winter collection, please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of them. If you haven't smelled these, I recommend that you get your nose on every one of them, see which ones you like, and don't allow the next man to have these before you and have it in your winter rotation. But other than that, that's my time. Peace.